actively looking for Nancy's killer, but to no avail. They still hold vigil walks every year on the anniversary, which I did attend that last year. And they walk the path that Nancy took, and they stop where she was abducted. It's actually a really sad thing. And then it's the little sister who led the walk last year. And I spoke with her, and it's really a sad story. But that brings us closer to today's time period when the Historic Restoration Company purchased the jail. They started on some of the work, of course, restoring it, when they noticed in the basement that a false wall had been put in. And of course, it was out of limestone as well, matching the rest of the building. So they got the blueprints to the jail, and they found there was 6 rooms down there as well. 6 more cells, which we now call the dungeon, because that is exactly what it is like down there. Well, the Restoration Company opened up the catwalk, and they cleared it out. This was in October of 2013. Now, they found all the cells to be bricked up too. So they opened a couple of them, and in one of the cells, they found a shoe and a piece of a blue dress. Well, it was thought to be missing evidence from the Nancy Eagleson case. So BCI came in and did an investigation and sifted through the open cell and found nothing more but some animal bones. Now, the mother of Nancy did identify the items to be Nancy's, so they were sent to a forensic crime lab. However, the DNA was so degraded, it was found inconclusive. Now, of course, this had just broke the family's hearts finding out this news. And now, a couple more years go by, and I purchased the jail from the Restoration Company. Right away, people start talking to me about the Nancy case. And with that, we'll find out more about that after we come back after this short break. You are listening to Ghost Talk Radio on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. 23 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Ghost Talk Radio.
You are listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk radio.
Twenty-three minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Ghost Talk Radio with me as your host, Shelly Robertson. And if you just tuned in, I invite you all to join me in chat at WBHM-DB.com, where you can ask me any questions you may have. I've been discussing research cases within this jail. Now, if you missed the first part of the show, no. You can catch the show archive on Spreaker, Google Play, Heart Radio at your leisure. Before the break, I was discussing the Nancy Eagleson murder case. Just a recap. The BCI Crime Lab got a hold of what they thought to be the missing evidence, sent it to the Forensic Crime Lab. The DNA was found to be so degraded that it was inconclusive. They couldn't get anything off of it. So, of course, you can imagine, it broke the family's heart finding out this news. So, we fast forward a little bit, and a couple years go by, and I purchased the jail from the restoration company. And right away, people started talking to me about Nancy's case. And, you know, keep in mind, I felt so bad for Nancy, and especially for the family. I had no intention of getting involved with this. I thought to myself, there isn't really anything I could do. I mean, Unsolved Mysteries had even been here, and they were trying to solve this case, and they left empty-handed. So I thought, what could I possibly do? I had folks wanting to dig up the basement floor. People were telling me the gun came up missing, and folks thought it was hidden somewhere in the jail, which I did look for the gun. I even got a metal detector out, and I scanned the basement floors, and so far, I have found no gun. I'm not confident that it's there. I think it's not there. So, like I said, she was kidnapped and killed November 13th, 1960, while walking home from a movie theater with her 5-year-old sister. And I couldn't imagine what Nancy's gone through all these years, not knowing he took her little girl from her. Well, like I said, the ghosts in this building have had other plans for me and my team. Not long after we started our paranormal research in this jail, we were starting to get communications from Nancy herself, which is just amazing. She communicates with us in ways of manipulating our meters and amping up the energy down there in the dungeon. More recently, we have started to get some EVPs. Now, first, we weren't 100% positive that it was her until we captured her photo in the very cell her missing evidence was found. I do believe she wants, and she's trying to communicate with us up here at the jail, and she has let us know someone is trying to keep her from talking. Many people have experienced her up here. We've been getting Morse code messages down there. I mean, we've got those recorded. on voice recorders and on camera, and we are in the process of deciphering them. Here lately, the energy has been so powerful in the dungeon that some people cannot even stay down there for very long. Recently, we had a gal named Lori Dorsey, and she captured what we believe may be her down there with the SLS camera. And Kat Hobson herself and Toby experienced a crazy amount of energy from her down there. I think she's trying to tell us who her killer is. However, she has not been able to tell us the name. But I think we're getting closer. To this point, every time we do communicate with her. Now, getting to Sheriff Keeler, and I want to stress that I mean no disrespect to any living family members, and I recently met his daughter, and I so enjoyed talking to her about what it was like for her living in the jail when she was a child, because up until 1977, the sheriff and his families lived in the building. So her telling me about that was just fascinating. But I do mean no living family members, no disrespect. But I will tell you that Sheriff Keeler is here at the jail. He is nice to us, and he is doing well. We talk to him quite often, and he talks back to us. Now, I have questioned him about Nancy's case, and I told him that folks say he knows who did it, and he has told us many times that this is not true. He has also told us he has not hid any evidence from Nancy's case. So, I'm not sure who bricked the walls up, but I'm pretty confident it wasn't him, because his daughter also verified, excuse me, when she visited the jail recently, she verified that that wall was not in there when she was there, and the cells were not bricked in. She said she used to play down there when she was a child. So I don't know who is responsible, but or who even put the evidence down there. But I'm tending to believe Sheriff Keeler, what he's telling us. Now, I've also asked him about some other rumors. People in town have said, they talk about that he has ties to the mob, and he's let mob members dump bodies at the edge of town. When Al Capone used to come through on his way to Chicago, and the sheriff himself has told us those are all lies and they aren't true. So, I will say this. We have on a couple occasions got a voice in the basement when asking Nancy if she knew who her killer was. We got a male voice that said, "I did." This has happened on more than one occasion. This voice has never given his name, and it is not the voice of Sheriff Keeler. As of yet, we do not know who it is. So we are wondering if the killer is preventing her from telling us who he is. Is the killer at the jail too? It seems as though he's there sometimes. This is the stuff we are trying to figure out. In time, I do believe